So, thought I'd have a look at a Bachmann locomotive today. I've got this box upside down. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's have a look at this Bachmann locomotive. This isn't a brand new one. I have bought this second hand. The seller told me it's as good as new. That means it's maybe not, or maybe. I've not even taken out the box to verify what the seller says, and I did buy it off him quite a while back, so if anything's wrong with it, I've not got a leg to stand on. So let's see, have we got that? Yep, so let me just show you the end of the box there, which is it's a Bachmann 31-527, and this is a class A2, and what's the running number? 60528. I could just read it from the front of the logo there, and that is it's a Tudor Minstrel, and it's a BR apple green. I actually, when I first looked at the label, I thought it said Bramley apple. Yeah, with the BR, it's just one of those strange things that just went straight into my mind, you know. So let's get this out of the box and have a look. And it's quite a tight fit there. The box has got like an old label that was stuck on it, so it must have been the price from the shop. And this is only an 8-bit loco, so it's a little bit of an older model. Yeah, so looking just at the top there, we do get some etched nameplates, and there is the warning on the side there saying loco and the tender are connected, so be aware. I will do. We do have paperwork as well, actually. So we've got the collector's club, and we've got the assembly instructions and the guarantee. So body removal. Okay, so all the detailing pack is there as new. So we've got a few bits of detail in there. Looks like some pipes. I don't know what they are. Maybe I ought to read the bits of paper. So this looks quite fragile. So let's see if I can get this out without me damaging it. Well, that loco and tender aren't connected. There's no connections to them. So that was a bit misleading. So let me just have a read of that again. Locomotive and tender are linked. Please leave both together from the packaging tray. Well, I did, and it just came apart. I can't see any electrical connections whatsoever. I'm not totally convinced there's pickups on the tender then, and I can't seem to get it to couple. So something seems to be a little bit wrong there. I think the peg got damaged. I'll have to have a look at that. So, okay, this is not good because I can't send this back. I'll have to just have a look when I did actually buy it. So I may have to just fix that. I can't see how I can get that to join. Right, that's one problem that I'm going to have to address then. So let's have a look at the loco anyway. So can I see anything else that's wrong with this? So it wasn't actually a bad price. So I only paid, I think it was £63 for it. So I'm not really going to complain too much. But when I do see sellers saying as new, never been used, he usually says it has, and I'm just going to put that in because people think it is like new. But I think I must have just saw the pictures and thought, yep, I will, and it was a good price. So, but let's have a quick look on this on the white background and just see what I did actually buy. Just to let you know, I have actually got it to connect now, so you can see that. So I'm not sure why I couldn't get it to connect when I was just at the table there, but I put it on a bit more of a level surface and got it to connect alright. So it's not broken, so I was worrying about nothing there. So let me zoom in and then we can have a look at the detail. Let's get a little bit closer. And you can see a nice builder's plate with the, it's only printed. We've got a good running number, nice and crisp. I like the gold around the windows there, you know, that looks quite nice. Lining on the running plate there. And actually you get quite nice name plates as it is, so it's always nice to have the etched name plates. Valve gear looks quite nice and fine, even on this earlier model. As you can see, I've got that draw bar fitted there. You get some nice detail just on the tender there. And looking at the front of the logo there, you've quite a nice view. It's very fine sort of lamps, so fitted. Well, we're not going to be working, but they do look good. Let's get a little bit closer on those. And nice running number there. And you've got some nice fine handrails sort of thing. Don't think quite as fine as on the latest Hornby ones, but I think very similar. So just looking down onto the top of this model, this is the like a single chimney one. And we've got the safety valves there, not quite dull. So whether they've tarnished, not sure. But as like on the Hornby ones, you can't open the vents on these. When I was looking at the tender earlier, it did actually look quite nice and detailed, because you actually should see some of the coal coming down inside. And I'm not sure if that's a removable coal load, I'll have to check that. But it looks quite nice and fine. And as we can't really see into the cab with the tender on, I know the tender comes off so easily, I'm going to just remove that. When I said the split apart really easily, well, it didn't that time. I had to lift it all off the track and then prise them apart, you know, so I'm not sure why they came so easily apart initially and wouldn't go together, but anyway, you can see a reasonable cab interior there, so let's see if I can get a little bit closer. Yeah, you can definitely see some nice picked out detail there. A few separately fitted parts, so I'm going to just zoom in on those gauges a little bit more. Okay, there's not really any detail on those, but not to worry. And you don't have the firebox flicker on this model. Some of the detail is just painted in, as you can see. Let's have a look at the tender itself. Like I was saying, there's a little bit of detail that you can actually see on the tender there. Looks like a few separately fitted parts, and then you can see where the coal's coming down to be shovelled into the locomotive. And you've got some nice handrails there, look. Right, I think I've seen enough on this locomotive. I think I want to see it running. Okay, then let's have a look. Do we have any movement? Yes, seems to run. That's nice to see. That seems to run quite nice. But we do seem to have just stopped now, so well, maybe I could turn the control up a little bit more. Just give it another run. Just make sure everything was fine. Something got stuck there on the points. So let me just take that piece of paper away. But if I just zoom in on there, you'll see something not right. So as you can see, it's something's getting. Everything seems to be on the track all right. Let's reverse back over there. It doesn't like this set track point for the frogs. We're going backwards over them, so I'll have to just have a really good close look at that on the and see why that's doing that. But let's do a points test then now, as we've already had a sort of not a failure as such, but something not quite right. So I'm going to reverse through these points now. No. Big fat fail. So if I just show you what's happening there, I'll go back forwards again, see if we've got no movement whatsoever now. Oh. It's just jumped into life. So let's just bring that back through. And managed it that time. Okay, I think go forwards actually doesn't seem to be the problem. It's just when you're going backwards through. It's something to do with either the pony wheel at the back. So as you can see, we've definitely the front bogies have lifted off, and we're not going anywhere. So it's not the best at going over the points. So how well would it handle second radius? I don't know, without setting up a layout. Anyway, that's points fail. Let's just bring this back to the middle of the layout. I'm going to do a bit of a crawl test. Alright, let's see how slow I can get this to run then. So I'm going to turn it up very slowly. That seems to crawl quite nicely. Couldn't get it to really go much slower than that. I have to turn it up a little bit more. I think the bogey got stuck on the points then. Yeah, I mean, it seems to do a reasonable crawl. It's not as controlled as some of the other locomotives, but that's not too bad. Okay, I'm interested in seeing how much this weighs compared to the Hornby ones I've been looking at recently. I don't think this is going to be anywhere near as heavy, but it's still got a reasonable amount of weight to it. And actually it's not as far off as I thought. So that's actually a really good heavy locomotive. So, quick roundup on this model then. Actually, I would say it's a nice detailed locomotive. Slight running problem, but is that down to this being a second-hand model or not? I actually never noticed if it's got sprung buffers yet. We do have sprung buffers on this model all round. I need to investigate why it seems to be catching on the front there. It looks like the guard irons or something. Yeah, it could be the guard irons actually at the on the front. I don't know if you can see those just on there, and I think it might be those are just really low. They're actually almost I know they're designed to sort of run along the just above the tops of the rails, but I think on the point work when you're using setrack points, it's not really working that well. So maybe that needs to be removed. I'll have to see. Yeah, I mean, overall it's quite a nice locomotive. Pity the tender doesn't have any pickups, and obviously if you're going to chip this, the chip is in the locomotive, which I really dislike because it's so easy to break parts and do any damage when you're actually taking one of these apart. So, and let me just drop that back off. So let's yeah, it does look quite oily actually underneath. I never really cleaned any of that off, so a lot of movement on that pony wheel there. I know it always looks better being flanged, and obviously with all the movement on it, it will make sure it goes around the curves. I know the Hornby ones don't have the flanges on for the tighter curves, so I suppose that actually is a more realistic looking. No, but would I recommend getting one of these? Yes, if you're into the Class A2s. I'm not sure I would buy one now I've had a look at this one. So it is a nice enough model, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's my sort of locomotive that I would really go out and purchase. I just fancied having a look at one of these A2s because I hadn't got one of those. So, but I'm going to get this all back in its box anyway, and I don't think I had the plastic cover that went over it either. So that was missing. We've got all this the right way around. Yeah. Can't not put those in this time because I didn't remove them from the plastic. I would say it was a bargain. I just need to make sure it can run over the points a little bit better. So, but yeah, still a very nice locomotive. And that will stay in my collection. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me on the next video. And I wish you a very good evening or a good rest of the day. Take care, and I'll see you again.